Welcome back to JB Reviews. I have a 2023 Chevy Colorado and Silverado with the 2.7 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. Special shout out to Jerry Seiner Chevrolet here in Salt Lake City. We are going to be doing a drive test showing acceleration and MPG with these pickups. Let's see which truck does the best. Let's drive the Colorado first. This Colorado does have the Turbo Plus engine, which is going to be 310 horsepower, 391 pound-feet of torque, 8-speed transmission, and this truck is going to have the 342 rear axle. Let's see how it all performs with the 0 to 60. Nothing new here. My draggy's not working, so here's 0 to 60. This truck seems a lot quicker compared to a Canyon that I had tested, and it could be because it's a lower trim level, there's not as much. Actually, you know what it is? This truck is two-wheel drive. That's why. This truck feels significantly quicker. Not significantly, I'm not using the right word. It does feel faster. Not significantly, but it does feel a lot faster off the line. And that's because you're not carrying an additional 200 pounds, give or take. But there is something about these mid-size pickups. I get it. You don't like them for their size, but you love them for how they drive. Like, this is so comfortable. The tires, I mean, this 18-inch wheel, this is the way to go right here. And the steering feel, it is sporty. Like, maybe not having four-wheel drive is a good thing. Like, I mean, there's a lot of things I'm starting to really feel in this truck that I don't normally feel from, you know, other pickups. Like, it does feel significantly better on the road. Now, as far as the noise goes, I'm going 70. Let's get up to, yeah, we'll just stay here. It's pretty good. Still going 70 miles an hour. There's a little bit of traffic. On the window, about 67 to 69. Yep, 69 is just sitting right there now. Wow, 60 is 60 to 61 out back. So this interior is definitely quiet. Let's go ahead and change camera view so you guys can see RPMs here. So I'm at around, what is that? It's probably like 1700 RPMs. I'll try to go about 75 here, but there's a lot of traffic. So I'm just under 2000 RPMs here. If I were to go 80, I think I'll be right there, but I can't really get up to that speed because of the traffic here. I did reset the trip one, so that's what we're getting for about 4 miles of MPG, 18. And that is with the acceleration too. So if I get up to about 80, there we go. This dropped down. We're right at about 2100 RPM, so pretty good, I would say. So here's where we're getting off at. This is 297. So we're just kind of coasting down. You can see the trip one in either screen. I just don't feel like going through the menus, but we're pretty much at 23.3, but we're gonna come to a complete stop and then head back the opposite direction. In the Colorado, this is how much it's gonna weigh: 4,418 pounds. Now this truck does have a pretty dang good payload capacity at 1,632 pounds. And then here are the other numbers here. But even when it comes down to the axles, this truck has 200 pounds less than the Silverado, so that's pretty good. Here's where the mid-size pickup wins every time. Easy to drive, easy to park, easy to maneuver like if you're in a city, and it will probably fit in every garage. So it's really a size buy, in my opinion. I think that most people buy this for the size. But where this truck truly wins is just how easy it is to drive, and add on to that the comfort. The Goodyear tires that you guys saw on this truck, they're the Territory HTs. I would say this is a very business casual tire. That's probably the best way to say it. It's not really an off-road tire, and you can really tell that on the highway. Like, the interior is not loud from these tires. I can't wait to drive a Trail Boss with something a little bit more aggressive. You know, those trucks do have a little bit more wider body stance too. So, and again, the steering in this truck, it is really nice. So if you want a two-wheel drive pickup, yeah, even if you live in a colder climates, like, this is a very easy truck to drive, and it feels sporty. Like, I'm serious, like, not having that extra weight on the front, I like the way the truck handles. It's really good, and it's fast. Like I said, like, for what this is, it's a quick truck. I know this thing would outrun a Ford Ranger right now currently, not the one that's coming out. Haven't driven one, but if you compare this to a 2023 Ford Ranger, this truck is definitely quicker off the line. We're just pulled back in. I'm gonna go ahead and stop next to these vehicles. So this cargo van. So we drove 17 miles, 24.8 MPG. That is not bad at all. So this is something that I love that the Colorado has, that the Silverados need to get for 2024. So they have transmission fluid temperature, your coolant temperatures right there with battery. Love that they give this information to you. Let's go ahead and drive the Silverado. Wow. Getting out of the Colorado to this truck, you can clearly tell the size difference. Like, I feel like I'm in a bigger truck too. And I don't think I'm claustrophobic either. I think that, I don't know, this feels more comfortable for me. But yeah, that Colorado might be a little too small for me. But again, I do drive HTs, so there's that as well. But I'm gonna go ahead and do the 0 to 60. I'm not gonna use the draggy because it's not working. And then in the comment section, if you know of any other good brands for, you know, performance tests, like 0 to 60, quarter mile, eighth mile, all that good stuff, let me know. The Silverado does have the high output, which is gonna have 310 horsepower, 430 pound-feet of torque, 342 rear, 8-speed transmission. Let's see the 0 to 60. All right, here we go. Despite this truck having more torque, it is heavier, obviously, which you'll see here in a second. But I didn't find this truck to be that slow, actually. I actually felt like once it got out of second gear, I feel like that's where it kind of fell off a little bit. But all in all, I mean, 310 horsepower, you know, that's pretty good for this 4-cylinder engine. And again, this truck is heavy. It's heavier than the Colorado, and it feels a little bit more secure on the road. Now, this truck does have some somewhat off-road oriented tires, not like, you know, not like the ZR2, but these are Territory ATs. I think that this truck, the steering feel, doesn't match the Colorado. Like, I really like the way that truck handled. Like, this was a little bit more, you know, heavier, so it's gonna have more body roll, and it performs like a truck should. And that truck's a little bit narrower. I'm talking about the Colorado, so it has a shorter wheelbase. So I feel as though it just performed a little bit more nimble on the road because of that. Now, as far as the noise goes, let's go ahead and check that out. Here it is. About 65. I gotta speed up a little bit, so here we go. 67 on the window. 63, 64 out back. We're going 79 miles an hour. Oh, wow. Does that lane keep assist? It does. Yeah, that scared me just now. Like, I felt that steering wheel kind of jerked. But yeah, 64, 65 right here. So this truck, you know, it's quiet. That's about what they all kind of do. The HDs might be a little bit louder in some cases, right in this area, but yeah, this 4-cylinder, you don't really hear. You can kind of hear some of the turbo whistles. I don't recall hearing that in the Colorado, by the way, but this truck definitely does have some nice sounds coming out of that turbo. So here are some of the RPMs. We're running about 68 miles an hour, and we're about 1600. If you get up to about 75, it's hanging out in 8th gear, which is nice, so it's not downshifting to do that. We're about 1800 RPMs in that ballpark, and let's go ahead and get up to about 80. Now at about 80 miles an hour, we're just at 2000 RPM. So this truck has a 342 out back because of this configuration. They normally come with 323s, but this definitely has the 342s. And yeah, it's pretty much the exact same as the Colorado for the RPMs. 297. Wow. 18.7, so we're way far behind that Colorado. But are we surprised? We shouldn't be. I feel as though, you know, this truck is heavier, is wider, is longer, and it has more torque too. We're gonna go back the opposite direction, and then we'll be back at the dealership soon. So we did catch the light, 19.2 MPG. That's not too bad for a full-size pickup. Now this truck on the curb, it weighs 5,041 pounds. It has almost 2,000 pounds of payload capacity. It's showing the conventional towing to be about 9,000 pounds. Surprisingly, the seats felt a little bit more comfortable in the Colorado. Like, I don't know why, but sitting in this truck, these seats, they don't feel as comfortable. I also like the Colorado's feel. I think with the absence of four-wheel drive, the truck felt more fun on the road. And when you're changing lanes and like kind of like accelerating, the truck did feel a little bit more sportier. I do like the size of the Silverado, but man, like that Colorado is not a bad buy. Now the question is, can most people live without four-wheel drive? Here in Utah, they get enough snow to make me want to have it, but you do save the money up front, and you know, this is something else you have to consider. You can always put sandbags in the back. But yeah, this truck definitely does have its strengths, but I think the Colorado is going to clean up in this test. Like, I am getting better fuel economy going this way, but we'll see how it all ends off when we get back to the dealership. So here's where we ended off at 16.9 at 20.9 MPG. So a little bit further behind on the Colorado, but 20 MPG. So yeah, the Colorado definitely cleaned up today. I don't have to see the 0 to 60 run to know that it won. And I do apologize, guys. Like, that is very frustrating. I really wanted to see the numbers for this truck without the four-wheel drive system. But you know what? I guess I'll have to redo it in the future. And I definitely would like to do it with this 2.7 to show you guys a comparison there. But you can't judge a book by its cover. You just can't. I judged mid-size pickups for a long time, and I will say this truck really impressed me. Like, I do like how this truck performed on the road. The fuel economy, granted, I know a lot of people say that the computer's off. If you don't trust it, then just take 3 MPG off of it, and then you can just use that as the gospel. But I hope you guys liked the video. Special shout out again to Seiner for allowing me to do this test. Be sure to give them a look up. These trucks are available for sale. See you guys in the next video.